Aquarius, hey. Hi Aquarius, let's do a reading for you. See what's going on. See what's going on with Aquarius. One more shuffle. The beautiful visionary Aquarius. What are they holding this week? What's their current energy? What's Aquarius energy right now? What are they holding this week? Okay. Clarify, please, this Ten of Wands. So you're carrying okay. Oh, that's so many cards. Clarify the Ten of Wands. Okay. So Aquarius, this week you're here. Ten of Wands, Three of Swords. I know that this may be hard to hear, but there's some sort of release that is necessary. There's something that needs to go. Something that needs to it's hot where I am today. I'm not gonna lie. I am no astrologer at all, but I know we're in between two eclipses. Which I know is a time to, when things change, right? You no longer really want what you wanted. It can feel like this no man's land. Like, where am I? What do I want? Why? How did I get here? Sometimes, in a moment, on a dime, our life changes and it's upended, and we have to really roll with what life brings to us. And sometimes we just have to stop and break down and release old identities, release old ideas that we thought about who we were to lighten the load. Like, you could be definitely feeling the sense of being lost right now. And the heart, your heart might hurt. And it's like your attempts to sew up your life, to make sense of it, we can only move for so long before we have to stop, before the heart stops us. There's as much longing and desire in this card as there is burden. So you feel maybe torn in different directions. You feel tossed about. Maybe even you're seeing your own patterns and and feeling like, how am I here again? How am I in this place again? Tell me more about the Ten of Wands, please. You know how to do this. You know how to do this. You know how to travel alone, Aquarius. You know how to move. You know how to work. You know how to be. You know how to bundle things up. You know how to carry it. Just that sometimes you just don't freaking want to. And this may be a time that's asking you to slow down, to really see to really feel, to really know with your whole body this ache. It's interesting because I called you a visionary. I think you can see ahead, you can look ahead. You can carve the paths, and yet it can be exhausting to be the one that does that, right? It's interesting, the wheel came out for the Ten of Wands. Look at, there's a 10 here. To be able to be light enough. It's interesting, the juxtaposition, the comparison. I don't think that's juxtaposition is the right word. The comparison of what they're carrying is so different. The heart space, even to the Three of Swords, is so different. And I think with this release, with this recognition, may come this beautiful release. I just heard it's not enough. That's not enough. But the Ten of Wands and the Three of Swords are met by the universal will. Interesting. The human will and the universal wheel to the human will to go on, the humanity to process, and the universe's timing. The flow. And I mentioned the eclipses. Look how echoing of this heart is here. And I'm never going to spiritually bypass. I am really like pro the light and the dark, and I'm never like just feel good, just do some yoga, and everything's gonna turn in your favor. This isn't about that. This is kind of almost like holding on, like holding on. You're holding on and saying like, and sometimes that gets expressed through the depth of I'm just holding on here until the universe, until the planets move. I'm just going to hold on, and that's my only reprieve from this journey that I'm on right now. This journey that feels so much like a burden every day, but is revealing the timetables. It's revealing the deeper story of me, the deeper story of my beauty, of the load I've been carrying, and how a shift needs to occur in order for me to feel whole. And I get like yelling that as the planets move and the universe moves. It's like I almost hear this yelling out like, where's my place? Where's my freaking place? And it's just this echo into the universe, this where the universe echoes back to you. Everything that you are is perfect as it is. You were born perfect. Can you clarify for me more about the wheel? So something is coming in that's going to, I feel like right now you're being asked to just stay into this holding on. I'm just holding on right now until I can breathe again, until things shift. We don't control the beating of our heart. We don't control the beating of our heart. There are organs in our body, the air in our lungs, it all moves on its own accord to some intrinsic system. And so some days you do, some days you're just keeping going, some days you're just surrendering, and sometimes life feels like this huge karmic joke. Your heart is still beating, your lungs are still moving air, and all I can do is hold on today till there's a shift. The planets move where they will and interact with your sign in a way that you can't control. And Aquarius is not a controlling sign. It's not. Aquarius is not a controlling sign. But Aquarius does not like to be controlled. Am I correct in that? There's like a freedom and a creativity and a vision that lives far beyond what what the most visionary sign can see, what the least visionary sign can see. But you know, I'll talk to an Aquarius and then I'll be like, oh my God, the world is changing. And they're like, yeah, where have you been? Don't you see? I remember years ago talking to an Aquarius, and they charted out exactly what's happening in our world right now, and it just really so to be controlled, you can't control an Aquarius. I'm sorry if I don't mean to preach or dumb down at all, because I have huge respect, and you're preaching to the choir, but you'd much rather move alone than be controlled, even sometimes by the planets. And I'm not saying necessarily that the planets are controlling you, but that surrender, if the pressure's coming from all sides, surrender may just have you holding here. Because the planets do pressure and they do move. And Aquarius can move. You're not a rigid sign, you're air. But you're also not to be toyed with. So you keep it cool. You keep it to yourself. You keep it balanced. You keep it in. You will control what's yours to control. Sometimes around money. It's around money. Very good with money. You're not going to let people see you sweat. Most likely they're going to see this or this. Even the planets. You'd keep it from the planets, but you won't keep it from the dark. The dark knows. The deep knows. The wind carries your cries. The wind carries your cries. And you make it look effortless. And you still lead the way. Holy cow, as I said that. You make it look effortless. You're just holding on right now. You're just holding on. And yet there's so much that the wind will blow, the wind will separate the chaff from the wheat. I'm not even a Christian, but sometimes I get these references from the Bible. I'm sorry, please ignore. And you'll stand again. You're going to be moving from the 10 of Wands to the 6 of Wands. You're playing a game with the universe. You're playing a game with people who think that there's one game happening, the game of life, and you're playing a game of the universe, of this grander story. And sometimes you just can't take that. You can't take that. And of course you can't. But if you think you don't belong, if you don't think that the earth rejoices in the depth of the comedy that you can create, the absurdity of life that you can embrace, that you can't create and wield something still and then show up in full glory. I don't have the answers about life. I don't. But I think you do. I'm going to end the read here today. Thank you. Sometimes I get very emotional. Appreciate you, Aquarius. Thank you.